It's 4:52 on a Friday. The laptop is already half closed. One arm is halfway into a coat sleeve. And then, the ping. Somebody needs something before the weekend. And here's the tell. Maya's hand is already back on the keyboard before she has decided anything. The yes happened in her body before it ever reached her brain. She always says yes, not because she is weak, because reliability has always felt like the road to respect. Be the one who answers fast, stays calm, turns a blurry 3-word request into finished work by tonight, and you become the person everyone trusts. That story has worked for years, mostly, right up to the point where it starts charging her for things she never agreed to sell. Friday evenings, the attention she meant for the people she actually loves. That low background hum of being the emergency contact for everybody who refuses to ask anybody else. Now picture a stronger Maya. Same calm voice, same competence. Helpful, but by choice. Not because she is the free shelf where other people's costs quietly disappear without a receipt. The difference isn't that she got meaner or quieter. She just got harder to subtract from without somebody noticing the subtraction. So how does she raise the cost without quitting the thing she is good at? You've met this person. You might be this person. That's the whole question. Here is what Maya couldn't see. Every silent rescue is also a training example. The person on the other end learns something real. This route works. No friction, no follow-up. The request leaves their inbox and lands in yours, clean. So what does a clean rescue like that do to a brain? There's a coworker. Call him the guy 2 desks over. And somewhere back in month 1, he sent a panicky little help. And a finished document appeared like room service. And his brain, which is honestly just a pigeon in a lab coat, went, oh, there's a button. He pecks the button. A pellet comes out. He pecks it again. Pellet. By month 6, he isn't even reading what he sends you. He is just pecking. He would peck that button in his sleep. He doesn't hate you. He couldn't pick your problems out of a lineup. He just knows the button pays. And nobody is grading this lesson, right? It just gets absorbed, the way a shortcut across a lawn turns into a dirt path the more feet cross it. Nobody decided the path. Everybody just took it. The stronger Maya isn't the one who says no. She's the one who can watch the training happening while it happens. Nobody has to hate you for the work to route toward you. Your side of the cost just has to stay invisible. A useful first answer comes from a strange place. Roman tax collection during the Republic. Rome handed parts of provincial taxation to private contractors called publicani. Their firms bid for the collection contracts at auction. Rome got a guaranteed stream of revenue without building a tax office in every province. And the contractor then had to pull in enough to cover the bid, the operation, the risk, and, this is the part that matters, the profit. So a province stopped being just a community. On paper it became a spread. What goes in versus what comes out. The contractor didn't wake up hating the place. He woke up with a number to hit. That is colder than hatred, and it travels a lot further. Nobody in Maya's office is a Roman tax farmer. The stakes there were survival, not a ruined Friday, and I'm not going to pretend otherwise. The point is the incentive, not the scale. When one person gets relief every single time a burden slides onto you, that relief is a return. They save the hour. They dodge the awkward conversation. They get to stay gloriously disorganized because someone keeps turning their fog into a plan. They don't need to hate you. They just need to learn that your side of the transfer never shows up on a bill. And that should shrink the shame, not grow it. The first useful question isn't what is wrong with me. It's what keeps leaving their hands and landing on mine. Name the transfer and you're out of the personality mystery. You're looking at a route, and a route can be redirected. So look at your own inbox from this week. Which request never actually had to land on you? The one where they had to give context. Pick a priority, write it down, answer one question back. That person will think twice before next time. The one where you just said yes because no didn't feel like a real option. That cost stayed hidden, so the system quietly filed the route under works. You're not imagining the pattern. It reinforced itself every time it went unregistered. The natural next move shows up right here. And it's almost right. Set a boundary. So watch what happens when Maya says, I need you to respect my time. Picture the guy 2 desks over receiving this. He stops. He nods, slowly. His eyes go soft. He looks genuinely moved, like he just watched a documentary about somebody overcoming adversity. Of course, he says. Absolutely, that's so fair. He might even mean it. For about 4 seconds, in that room, you are a person with time that deserves respect. And then it's Monday, and the exact same request lands in your inbox at the exact same hour. Because a sentence somebody can nod at and then ignore is just a wish with punctuation. It described your value. It made you feel better for an afternoon. It changed his forecast by exactly 0. He got the reassurance and the rescue, right on schedule. So what did he actually learn? Not how deeply you value yourself. He learned the Wi-Fi password still works. A real constraint isn't what you say about yourself. It's what the other person has to account for. In Flint, Michigan, in the winter of 1936, auto workers at General Motors walked into Fisher Body Plant Number 1, a critical link in the whole manufacturing chain, and they stopped. They didn't pick it outside. They sat down inside, and they stayed for 44 days. Before that, one worker's complaint could be filed under "one person is unhappy." The line kept moving. The company could replace him, delay him, let the problem dissolve into the noise. The occupation changed what was visible. Now the unresolved conflict was sitting inside the production system itself. On February 11, 1937, General Motors recognized the United Auto Workers and sat down to bargain. One tactic didn't magically cause one clean result. There was coordination, negotiation, community support, and a governor who refused to send the National Guard to drag people out. But the narrow point is this: friction at a dependency changes what a system is forced to register. Your late Slack request is not Flint. Do not occupy the break room. But when Maya says, "I can take this," but the client brief slides to Monday, which one is the priority? That question is friction at a dependency. Now the manager can't pretend nothing happened. Somebody has to choose where the cost lands. That's not hostility. It's information the old arrangement was built to erase. Now watch the forecast form. It's not mysterious at all. A request lands. If it went to Derek, he'd ask what else has to move. If it went to Priya, she'd want the missing context first. If it goes to Maya, it comes back finished, polished, carrying no fingerprints, no evidence at all that it cost her dinner. Nobody is holding a meeting called "How do we exhaust Maya Q3?" They're just picking the route that already works. And why would they pick any other one? The forecast doesn't stop at the office either. Maya, by the way, was never one real person. She's every version of this in every building. The sibling who will listen for an hour without ever ending the loop gets the call. The friend who always makes the plan gets the text. The one who remembers the birthday and writes the careful message everyone else was too chicken to send, that one gets the job. You know exactly which role that is in your own life. The parent who absorbs every family crisis at 11 p.m. becomes the only number anybody dials. And the route stays invisible because Maya looks fine carrying it. She doesn't throw the box on the floor. She labels it, shelves it, shows up tomorrow with a decent attitude. From the outside, the transfer barely reads as a transfer. It reads like her personality, like she was built for this. The system doesn't need a conspiracy. It just needs to notice that Maya never drops anything. So who gets the next emergency? Not the weakest person, the cheapest one. Cheap means low cost to the requester, never low human worth. Your worth was never on the table. What's on the table is what it costs the other person to move work onto you. If the answer is basically nothing, the system has learned exactly where to send the next unowned burden. One careful limit, and I mean this one. Low extraction cost does not cause abuse. It does not make Maya responsible for somebody else's manipulation or mistreatment. A forecast can tell you where burdens travel without handing the moral bill to the person standing at the end of the route. And you might have very good reasons to be low friction, a past boss who punished questions, a job that feels one bad week from gone, insurance you cannot gamble with. Just say no lands real different when the person saying it isn't covering your rent. So the point isn't to punish people for asking. It isn't to go dramatically unreliable until everyone finally appreciates you in a montage. And it isn't to turn every Slack thread into a hostage negotiation. The point is to take the autopilot off your own inbox, so a request has to actually arrive instead of just appearing. Cost is the visible trade-off. It's the thing that stops somebody else's relief from quietly becoming your invisible burden. Put it together, and you get the extraction cost ledger. 4 moves. None of them require you to get less kind or less capable, and none of them turn you into someone who stops helping. They just retire the version of you that's a free Dropbox for other people's weight. First, name what's actually being extracted. Not "they're using me." That's a feeling, not a line item. Is it an hour? Same-day urgency? Your knack for turning confusion into a clean plan? Your reputation? Your calm nervous system, right after somebody else detonated theirs? Something as basic as having enough left over to be kind on a Friday night? Get specific, because the vague version keeps you stuck, and the specific version hands you something you can actually adjust. Second, name what it currently costs the requester. Do they have to give context, pick a priority, wait, put it in writing, hear a no? Or do they fire off 3 vague words and receive a finished product by morning? Free overnight shipping on your life, no membership required. This is the step that tells you whether the route is cheap because of the setup, or cheap because you're the only one paying for it. Third, and this is the one people skip, add friction before the resentment, not after. Watch it happen. Derek rolls up with an emergency. Maya doesn't say no, she asks one question. Happy to jump on it. Should this go ahead of the thing you sent me this morning? And you can see it land on Derek's face, a little flicker. Because Derek did not come here for a priority conversation. Derek came here to make the thing his problem for 11 more seconds, and then not his problem. And now there's a question hanging in the air, and questions have to be answered by somebody. And, suddenly the emergency has a little give in it. Oh, no rush, whenever, says the man who 40 seconds ago needed it right now. What Derek secretly wanted was never speed. It was for the whole thing to quietly become someone else's. One question, and the route stopped being free. That's all friction is, by the way. Not a wall, a toll booth. You can still wave the car through. You just make it slow down long enough for everyone to see it's a car. Fourth, make the trade-off visible and survivable. Visible means the cost doesn't vanish inside your personality. Survivable means you can actually carry what comes back. I can do A today or B today. I've got 10 minutes. Send me the priority and the owner in writing. I can't take this one. Same framework, different power. A senior person can just decline. A newer person might document the priority and land 1 task a day late. Someone under family pressure might end a call at a stated time. But visibility carries real risk. A manager can retaliate. A partner can escalate. A family can make an open limit cost more than you can safely eat. So when direct friction isn't safe, the ledger moves inward. Private records, trusted people, quiet coordination with others who see the same pattern, distance where distance is possible, an exit slowly under construction. Same 4 moves. The safe dose of friction is the only thing that changes. Run it through work, and this is where it gets almost funny. Maya's Friday emergency becomes 1 line. Sure, the brief moves to Monday. Which one is the priority? And you have to watch what urgency does when you ask it to pick. What happens? If the thing was really on fire, great. The brief moves, the world keeps turning. But so often you say, which one is the priority? And the fire just goes out on its own. Actually, Monday's fine. Funny how fast a 5-alarm emergency remembers it owns a calendar, the second somebody asks it to trade something for the rush. Maya didn't refuse to help. She just made the trade-off say its name out loud. And out loud it sounded a lot less like an emergency, and a lot more like a guy who didn't want to think about it. Family and friendship run the same play, smaller. The sibling who calls to vent for an hour gets, I've got 15 minutes, and the 15 minutes are real, and so is, I love you, I have to go. Both survive. The friend who always needs you to patch the group tension gets, I'm not the right person to fix this. You're not abandoning them. You're just letting your own shape have edges. Notice what every one of those has in common. The cost used to leave your life without the other person ever seeing a receipt. The route stayed cheap because the system had no reason to build another one. Not because you were bad at boundaries. The boundary was never the sentence. It was whether anyone on the other end had to account for anything. And notice what's not in here. No lecture about respect. No forced confession. No performance of anger. You're just handing reality a receipt. Sometimes the ledger tells you to help, fully. They give context. They take the delay. They own it. Good. Kindness was never the enemy here. Automatic access was. The ledger isn't a wall. It's a door with a knock. So go back to 4:52 on a Friday. The message lands. Quick favor before you log off. You know it's not quick. You know why it came to you and not to Derek. But you've got the ledger now, so you can see the training example forming before your hands even touch the keys. The requester is expecting the same free route. You're just not the same person who paves it anymore. Don't send a manifesto. One ledger line. I can pick this up. The client brief moves to Monday, which is the priority. Then wait. You didn't punish anybody. You handed the hidden bill back to the person making the decision. You're still the calm one, still the capable one, still kind when you choose it. You're just no longer the free shelf where everybody stores the weight they don't want to carry. You're the person whose help has terms. The trade-off stays visible.